JDev is back at it here to give everyone another Shameless related video. Since Shameless has had its series finale, unless they decide to come back with some sort of spin-off or a proper ending, and I vote proper ending, by the way, I figured it was time to update my top 10 favorite characters of Shameless of all time. Of course, I'll do this list again. I will rewatch the show probably at least 2 more times within the next year and a half to 2 years, and I'm sure it'll change, but as it stands right now, I got a new top 10 list. A little bit different from my last one that I think I did after season 8 or season 9. There's a few changes here. And a little disclaimer, I am not an expert on everything Shameless related, as I've only watched the series once all the way through. I haven't watched the same episode multiple times, so my knowledge of when certain things took place isn't the best compared to shows that I watch multiple times a year, like Breaking Bad, Walking Dead, Dexter, Game of Thrones. So I'm going to give you my top 10 list, but a few honorable mentions before I do that. Number 1, Cassidy. That was Carl's crazy girlfriend that married Carl. I don't know if the marriage was official. And then apparently somebody from Carl's army getaway, I'm basic training, I think it was, killed her, supposedly. I really thought Cassie was going to come back, but she didn't. But she was fun. I actually enjoyed her character, but she was short-lived on Shameless. Also, another one of Carl's girlfriends, Kelly. Again, these characters aren't big characters, but they stood out. Kelly was the one that had the military dad or army dad, and apparently being with Carl was making her lazy, but I liked her character. And then Deb even fell in love with Kelly, which was hilarious, by the way. I wish Kelly would have stuck around. I think Carl and Kelly would have been great together, but it didn't happen, unfortunately, and they went their separate ways. Another character that I really liked was Sheila. Sheila wasn't on the show long enough, and at first, to me, Sheila was a little bit annoying. On my rewatch of Shameless, which will probably happen within the next 6 to 10 months, I'll probably like Sheila a lot more and appreciate her. But she was kind of quirky, which she was supposed to be. But she annoyed me. But if she would have stuck around for 2 more seasons, I think Sheila certainly would have made this list. And maybe she'll be on the next one. And then last honorable mention was just on the brink. If I had to name a number 11 character, it would be Ian. Ian was on my list before. His relationship with Mickey, I didn't like Mickey's character. Apparently, a lot of you happen to like Mickey. I find him to be an asshole and not the right fit for Ian. I would have rather had them break up and Deb stay with the other Malkovich sister that they introduced late, and then they broke up right away. I think they would have been a better couple than Ian and Mickey, but you know, it is what it is. I really liked Ian alone as a character, but once things started to get hot and heavy with Mickey and they started to be together permanently, I don't know. I just didn't like it. I mean, they have their moments. Don't get me wrong. And Mickey was good the last episode. I liked the fact that he had that surprise party that kind of threw me off, even though they had a big hint to it, but I didn't catch it. So it is what it is. Ian would be my number 11 person. So let's start the top 10 favorite characters of Shameless. Number 10, Mandy Malkovich. I liked Mandy. She did a lot for Lip, and she was just a really good, solid character with a really good relationship with both Lip and Ian. Really good friends with Ian, and of course, a really good relationship with Lip. And it was sad that she just kind of left the show and then came back in one episode as a high-priced escort, which no explanation of that was given. And I thought that was a bad ending for her character. I would have liked to seen her come back in the series finale, like a lot of other people that should have been in that finale. So Mandy, maybe she'll be in some sort of spin-off, and I could see it happening. I liked when they recasted Mandy, because initially it wasn't the same person in season 1 that it was for the rest of the characters run on the show. So Mandy, number 10. Number 9, in my opinion, one of the best actors on Shameless as far as like the acting and expressions and dialogue, I'm going to put Lip Gallagher. He was annoying at times, but he could really yell and scream. And when you did something wrong, Lip would let you know that you're a fucking moron. And it was hilarious. I felt so bad when Fiona fucked up and she went on that I don't know if she was kidnapped or she went on that getaway with that couple and ended up in the gas station. Again, my knowledge of watching the show only one time, things are a little cloudy in my head. And I'm like, oh, Lip's going to chew her a new asshole. And surprisingly, he was all nice about it. But before, Lip would have freaked out and yelled at her and all that stuff. So I'm going to put Lip number 8. I'm sorry, I'm going to put Lip number 9. Coming in at number 8, a character that I think left after season, I don't remember, 7, 8. Again, everything grouped together for me, but Svetlana. Initially, her stuff with Mickey wasn't all that impressive, but once she started interacting more with Kev and V at the Alibi bar, that shit was gold. When she took over the bar, when she worked the bar, when she lived upstairs at the bar, Svetlana was awesome. She was a great character, and a lot of interesting stuff happened because of Svetlana. And, you know, like Fiona, when Svetlana left the show lost a little bit of its magic, in my opinion. So Svetlana, number 8. Coming in at number 7, the patriarch of the Gallagher family, Frank Gallagher. Frank was a great character, flawed in many ways, but Bill or William H. Macy played him perfectly. I thought the ending was a little cartoonish for the character, but it is what it is. Frank was excellent, especially when Frank got a job and was working and got promoted at the garden center place, and then he got let go because of budget cuts or the place was closing. I don't remember all the facts and all the details, but I really liked Frank, and he certainly deserves to be on everybody's top 10 list. Even if he was a terrible dad, he played a great character. So Frank Gallagher, number 7. Coming in at number 6, a character who the first couple seasons I couldn't stand. I want to say, so initially I really liked Ian, and initially I really hated Carl. Well, I don't hate Ian by any means, but Carl has moved way up on my list. When Carl started wheeling and dealing and having all that money and buying back the house and then getting a job as a manager at the restaurant and then having the job as a police officer and then the meter bitch or the parking reinforcement stuff that he did. Carl was great. He did a lot. His character really grew. He had awesome relationships that were highly entertaining, and I really enjoyed it. And actually, I must talk about Lip again. I really liked the stuff with him and Helena, the professor at the college. That stuff was awesome. But anyway, back to Carl. Carl was great. He really progressed as a character, and he actually really did a lot for the Gallagher family when you didn't really think he was going to amount to much at all. So Carl, number 6. Number 5 is a character that actually dropped a little bit down on the list. He was number 2, but I really enjoyed his character and wish he would have came back. I mean, he came back a couple times, but he didn't stay very long. And that, of course, would be Jimmy Steve. Steve Jimmy. Went by Jack too, but Jimmy Steve is what people usually call him. I really loved his character. I thought he should have ended up with Fiona, and it's sad, but he was great. He just, it's not that he's super memorable, but he just fit in perfect with the whole concept of Shameless. Way better than any other person that they put Fiona with, in my opinion, especially Sean. That was horrible. I couldn't stand Sean. It didn't look right, him and Fiona together. But anyway, I really like Jimmy Steve. Really wished he would have came back, but he didn't. It is what it is, but he still makes the list at number 5. Number 4, starting up the show, wasn't one of my favorite characters, but progressed quite a bit. And that, of course, would be Kev. Kev was awesome. His relationship with V was awesome. His happenings with Lip were memorable, especially at the college. Great stuff from Kev. Comic relief gold. plays a doofus very well, and I really enjoyed his character, and that's why Kev comes in at number 4. Number 3, we got to put Kev's other half on there, and that would be V, or Victoria, or whatever you want to call her. Did such a great role, was a great friend to Fiona, other than their little time that they had apart with each other. But I liked what V did for Liam. Kind of showed Liam the ropes, kind of took Liam in at a certain point. Well, she didn't really take him in, but nobody else was going to help Liam with what he wanted to know, so she kind of taught him about his culture and all that. And I just really liked V's character, with the pharmaceutical stuff and with the stuff that she was doing, the dominatrix stuff, and the, selling drugs at the Alibi. Just a fun character. I wish they're moving to Kentucky. I don't know if I like that ending for that couple, but it is what it is. But I really enjoyed V, and that's why she comes in at number 3. Number 2, a character that was not on this list the last time I did the list, but jumped up quite a bit. I think one of the best characters the final couple of seasons of Shameless. Once this character got on the show, it was all uphill from there. And that, of course, would be Liam Gallagher. He didn't hate Frank like everybody else did. He was a great presence on screen, even though he was a little kid. Glad they recasted him because the twins that played Liam before weren't that impressive. But Liam, he was really one of the bright spots of Shameless, like I'd mentioned the final couple seasons. I wish he would have got a little bit more closure on Frank's death, but it is what it is. But Liam, smart, cunning, almost responsible for Terry Malkovich dying, which was hilarious, by the way. And that's why Liam makes the list at number 2. And now we have come to my favorite character on Shameless. And surprise, surprise, that hasn't changed. This show really dropped off once this character left. You already know who I'm talking about. Fiona Gallagher. Emmy Rossum played Fiona perfect. She was the patriarch of the Gallagher family, in my opinion, and the show lost a lot of steam without her on the show. Her relationship problems were a little odd, and she kind of got around with different people. She should have stuck with Jimmy Steve. Never dated Sean. Gus was okay, but that F-word song was fucking awesome. That's when I think about Shameless, the first thing that pops into mind is "fuck you, Fiona." Fucking Fiona. I don't know. I just love that. But Fiona was awesome. I really wish she would have been on the series finale, even on like a Skype call or on a Zoom meeting where you saw Emmy Rossum, just so she was there. She should have been there. And I'm really upset that the writers, the showrunner, whoever's in charge of things, didn't make that happen. Because I'm sure Emmy Rossum would have done that. I mean, how hard is it to get somebody on a Zoom call? Give her a couple lines, and there, she's on the final episode. Don't show flashbacks of her, but it is what it is. I love Fiona. She's always going to be my number 1. I don't see anybody ever topping this. So let's recap the list real quick. Number 10, Mandy. Number 9, Lip. Number 8, Svetlana. Number 7, Frank. Number 6, Carl. Number 5, Jimmy Steve. Number 4, Kev. Number 3, V. Number 2, Liam. And number 1, Fiona. So I hope you enjoyed the list. If you're a Shameless fan, make sure you smash that like button. Anybody that you know would be interested in this, make sure you share it with them. Leave me a comment. Tell me your list. You don't have to do a top 10. You can do a top 5. Or just tell me your favorite character. If you want, I'll do my least favorite character list. No surprise there. And of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, share your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.